Recorded live at Carolla One Studios with Adam Carolla and board-certified physician and addiction medicine specialist, Dr. Drew Pinsky. You're listening to The Adam and Dr. Drew Show.
Yeah, get it on. Got to get on it. Just get it on. Dr. Drew's board certified six medicine specialist. I am going to be in Santa Barbara this Friday.
Do tell.
Doing stand-up over there. And then Saturday, Corona, and then off to Fort Lauderdale, Miami.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Just got back from there.
Oh, yeah?
With traveling with a 1-year-old is good times.
Oh, granddaughter?
Yep.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Woo.
Good times. Worked out okay, but the ride back was a little challenging. Too tired.
Let's see. What do we got with you, Drew? I got more Burt
so
Reynolds
much.
for you.
Yeah, I know. They gave me a little hint of what's ahead. I'm in. And it pertains to me talking about my granddaughter. I did a little promo for one of our throwback episodes, and I was thinking to myself, gosh, we don't talk about our personal lives anymore almost at all. The world is just crushed in around us. You know what I mean? We don't have any time.
Yeah. I mean, just a lot of really bad ideas out there. I'm really just starting. I've been drilling down on this kind of chick think, and like people, they just get up there and they go, it's all these like middle-aged women going, you know what? I'm the kind of person that believes in equality, and I believe that everyone deserves, and I don't judge by the color of their skin, and I believe in immigrants. And it's
must
like,
feel so good.
You talk, talk, and then you see Trump sit down. He's like, I did tariffs in Ukraine, and we're lowering the cost. He keeps going. The price of gas is under $3 in like 20 states. The price of gas is that. And I'm like, yes, good numbers.
Yes.
Things. It's so funny. Like in one Trump presser, there's more numbers thrown around than there were the entire Biden administration, which is just about people of color and good vibes. And don't get me wrong, I would be fine with all that if any of it ever worked or anything came out the other side.
Right.
Your sweeping proclamations about treating people with dignity are fine.
Yeah.
But first, we got to do shit. And and by the way, you want to know what the ultimate dignity is? Stop taking so much of my fucking money, government. How about a little
wasting
dignity?
it once you get
or
it,
just
too.
squandering it. Whatever it is. You want the homeless treated with dignity. Well, okay, treat them with dignity, but they shit their pants. They're expiring on the street. You want everyone with dignity all the time, but nothing ever comes out the other end. Yeah. And I'm now at the phase where I'm realizing people are dying.
Oh, yeah. This has been going on for a long time.
I mean, it's getting dangerous. Whatever it is you're doing is fucking things up and costing a bunch of lives.
Let me just touch on three possibilities, three areas where lives are being lost. You mentioned homeless. Hundreds of thousands of people dying on the streets, neglect, not allowed to be seen by doctors and nurses. Okay, well done.
Right.
Yeah, just give them a house, they'll be fine. Okay, if that's all we needed for complex medical psychiatric problems, just 4 walls, my God, we would never need any doctors again.
But by the way, we can't do that. I mean,
without grift.
Newsom was going to build tiny houses. They're going to be $675,000 a unit for 400 square feet. And by the way, but it's not. We never did it. It's not. We don't even do the part that doesn't work.
Yeah.
That's the crazy part.
Yeah. Well, good.
But it's all fucking chick think. It's all chick think.
So there's one.
Drew.
Number two, we had some recent leaks from the HHS that lo and behold, there's a 0 probability of hospitalization and death from COVID, a non-zero probability of serious injury from the vaccine.
Right. So I just got done yelling at all the moms.
Yeah, moms did that.
I just said, moms, you did this. Yeah. Moms, I have kids that were needlessly experimented on with vaccines when they were 13 or 14 years old. They did not need it.
And lockdowns. Fuck their education up, their social development.
Because Dumbo mom got scared. Because she wouldn't look into what other people were saying. She sat around, got scared, and ran with the pack, and now you potentially harmed your kids. That's what happens. Now, I don't think they'll be harmed, but I don't know what the long-term ramifications were of an experimental vaccine and the long-term ramifications of school closures and all this kind of thing. Moms, you did it. In the name of safety, you hurt your kids.
And then there's a third category that the moms participated in. And I'm not saying, what I'm saying is the excessive enthusiasm and the lack of clinical evidence, less ability to follow what is clinically mandated when kids express transgender feelings.
Yes.
There's no data to follow. There's no, sort of clinical pathway that has a evidence basis to it.
Right.
And so people were hurt because of that.
Right. So
with the moms.
Right. But I'm saying moms, politicians, whomever, how long can you hide behind the shield of I meant good?
I have no doubt they meant good.
I know, but you're harming people. So at a certain point, you can be driving and you can be the best person in the world and you can be texting because you're telling the orphanage you're running late with their Christmas ham you're bringing, and then you could T-bone somebody and kill somebody.
Yeah.
Sorry, vehicular manslaughter.
Right.
And
by the way,
it doesn't matter
most
how
of the time
good
I'm
you
good.
are.
I'm good the rest of the time.
That's right.
I love this part too. He only murdered on one day.
Yeah,
It's just one bad day.
So
Okay.
I'm saying whether it's moms or politicians, your horrible fucking policies are killing people. And at a certain point, we need to hold you responsible for your horrific ideas.
At least when do we stop listening? At least.
I never listen.
But
society does.
the press, maybe they need to get a little sort of religion here.
It'd be nice, but also no one really listens to the press anymore. I've sort of
I hope not.
Sort of realized.
I hope not. That would be great news if that were true. 'Cause unfortunately, I think there's a bubble of people that really do.
Yeah, oh yeah.
So, and that's a problem.
There still is.
Yeah.
All right. I got some Burt Reynolds.
Oh yes. God, hallelujah.
I think this one is Whoopi Goldberg talking about trans. Whoopi Goldberg doesn't make sense in her own voice, but when you hear her Burt's voice, it really, the chickens come home to roost in terms of her.
Jumps out.
Well, again, I was telling you, how can you string together a thought if new thoughts keep popping in and interrupting the first thought and the second thought? And
Well, this
that's
is
kind of
back
what she
to
does.
something you and I have talked about. I'm not sure if it's on the show or not, but logic, death of logic.
Right.
Logic has to be kind of pursued carefully.
Well,
has to be
that's
followed.
Right. Well, logic keeps you in your lane because logic is linear. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So here's what I'm saying. If you talk to me about building, I would go, well, we got to get a soils report, and then we got to get engineering, and then we got to get the foundation. We got to engineer them, do the foundation, then we're going to frame, then we're going to. But I'm not going to go, we're going to get the soils report, and then we're going curtain shopping. And then we're going to look at sofas and end tables, and then we're going to do the foundation, then we're going to do the framing, then we're going to look at swatches for wallpaper. No, I know the subject. It's linear. It starts here, and then at some point we'll get to the wallpaper
Has an order.
swatches.
There's
but
an order.
I don't have all these I don't have all these crazy, wild line ideas popping into my head in the middle of the order. All right, but here's Whoopi talking about transgender, female athletes too.
Well, I think part of the problem that the trans community is facing, and it's the same problem that women face, is if you don't know anything about our bodies, you don't know how it works. So when you come in and you say, oh, these men, these are men, competing against women. You're assuming that the women are weak and just can't do anything except my hair. Have you seen female athletes? They know what they're doing. So I'm not sure what's going on or why this is an issue. The same for me as when people say, oh, I don't know how I feel about you. You do. God doesn't make mistakes. And the challenge is not to the trans people.
What?
It's to the people who are not trans.
What?
That's what God is looking to see, how you treat people.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Those are
It's
nine
a
thoughts
fucking
or the
jumble. If you took words and just put them on ping pong balls and put them in a bingo hopper and just pulled them out. This woman makes her living talking on TV.
Wow.
But she makes her living talking to other dumb women. And that's how it worked. Now, that's where we're
I
at.
bet they applauded, too, at the end of that.
They love
God,
it.
yes,
They love
God.
it. All
God
right,
makes,
all right. And then all of them go out and vote.
Oh, boy.
And then we get this. This is where we're at, Drew. We're in the middle of crazy chick thing.
Whew. That's a
Yeah.
pretty good one.
Yeah.
Oh, this is another good one.
Well, this is Nithya Raman. I think you've heard this one.
I have heard it, but I didn't realize. I heard about 2 sentences of this, and it's so bizarre. I didn't even connect it to her.
She's a LA City Councilwoman who's, well, if you don't like tree houses made on private property, she's your girl. 'Cause
Yeah.
she had that. That was in her district.
By the way, for neighborhood kids.
For
their
neighborhood
use.
Well, it's too dangerous.
Yeah. Okay.
Everything's
Safe,
dangerous.
safe,
Safety.
safe.
Uber Alice. Right. So
We have a company.
it's been up for 20. By the way, I don't know. Don't hit play when I'm talking, probably.
Oh, on the other hand.
But it was up for 20 years. But anyway,
So
that
many
came
kids
down. But the
injured.
other
So
thing that
many
came
kids.
down was the U-turn sign in the gay part of town for cruising. It's awesome. I mean, she's doing the Lord's work. Anyway. Oh, we've never played the Nithya Raman Toyota one
Not for me.
Drew?
Not for me.
Okay. Oh, it's awesome.
Yeah.
All right. She's going to explain how to prevent getting catalytic converters stolen.
Yes.
Okay.
There's a problem with catalytic converters being stolen on the streets of Los Angeles.
An actor was killed interrupting.
Oh.
You didn't know about that
I
story?
don't remember that.
You didn't know about that one?
Mm-mm.
Well, the guy came out. He was doing some bartending at night, and he came out as an actor, and they're in the middle of jacking the catalytic converter, and he walked up on the guy, and they shot him dead.
Jesus.
You didn't hear about that, huh?
No.
It was
Shocking.
all Johnny. His name was Wachter, which is funny. He was on, like, I don't know, soaps and stuff like that. But just, in his 30s, just executed.
Horrible.
Yeah, okay. But Nithya's got a solution.
We have a company, the pre-whatever Toyota who makes the Prius, that essentially has a device on their cars which is super easy to remove. It's basically the value of a MacBook, right? That is put in a place that is incredibly easy to access in your car. And then the thefts related to this issue have essentially all of the costs of that are given to us to bear, instead of them having to manufacture a car that actually is not so easy to be stolen.
Wow. Well, yeah, what was that?
I don't know. She said that into a
microphone in front of
a
people.
device to amplify her voice, so people in the back of the auditorium could hear this fucking bitch babbling on about nothing. She went to Harvard, by the way. Harvard's done, right?
Yeah.
That's her speech.
I like the way she talks about first of all, the catalytic converter is like some sort of magic box. It has this
so
thing
easy.
on it. This. By the way, I guarantee you back in the 70s when we were getting these catalytic converters, she was a gigantic champion of getting that catalytic converter as part of the vehicle to reduce emissions, right?
Oh.
This is her team. Good for her. You did it.
But it's so easily to be stolen in the part of the car where they put it.
And by the way, are they only selecting Toyota catalytic converters? is that the only ones?
But that's the. I mean, first off, I don't know where we want to start, on our journey through retardville here. But there's many Hondas, there's many Fords, and there's many other. There's Toyota Camrys. There's many everything. There's a million brands, and they all have a catalytic converter, and they're all being stolen.
Yes,
right.
And describe what you have to do to easily steal these catalytic converters.
Well, first you have to access it because it is in the center of the car.
In the chassis, sort of.
Yeah, it is. But there's nothing harder to access than the actual center, front, back, right, left.
Yeah.
Of the car, and it's inside what would be, I don't know, the transmission tunnel or something would call it. It's up flush mounted. It's not hanging down.
Right.
It'd be scraped off every
Yes.
time you went over a speed bump. So
Yes.
it's flushed up.
Into the car, yes.
Into the car. So first thing you have to do is jack up the car.
So you got a jack out, probably a big one too, right? One of those sort of, because you don't want that thing falling on your head when you're underneath it.
You're
You have
looking
to-
for the term floor jack.
floor
Drew.
jack, a floor jack,
Versus a bottle jack, versus a scissor jack, versus a screw
floor
jack.
jack. Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Do you make this stuff up, Adam?
One of those big ones.
Yeah, I make it up. I make up all the jacks. None of them exist.
I don't know. I don't know. I know the floor jack and a one you get in the back of the car
You
with
get
your tire.
That's
it.
a scissor.
Okay.
Probably. Could be screw. Point is that could be bottle. Probably not bottle. Here's the point. A floor jack, yes, you need a floor jack. You have to get under the car.
Yeah.
Number one. Then you have to get to the center of the car. And then presumably you're going to need some light because it's going to be at night. It's going to be
Right.
pitch black underneath the car. And then you're going to need a device like a Sawzall or a reciprocating saw or a bayonet saw, which is all the same. Sawzall's just a brand name, but it's the more popular version of it. They sort of pioneered the reciprocating / bayonet saw. So you have to get under there and you have to cut through some steel to get it loose. And it's going to take a minute, but it's also going to be real fucking loud, too, because it is a steel cutting blade cutting 3-inch steel pipe underneath a car in the middle of a residential neighborhood, theoretically, 2 in the morning or whenever it is. So,
God, I wish somebody just held up a Sawzall and went, "Excuse me, Nithya, do you know what this is? Do you have any idea?"
She doesn't know anything.
But I mean, this is what's required to take these out after you get it jacked up and lit properly.
Well, I would say anything that you cut out, physically cut out of a car, would fall under the heading of difficult
I would think.
versus things you could pop off, like steal a gas cap or something like that, or a tire or rims or whatever, license plate. You know what I mean? Like I'd go, yeah, license plate's pretty easy to steal. You need a screwdriver and that's about it.
Yeah.
But you don't have to get under the car.
Hood
You
ornament.
don't have to cut anything.
Right.
Yeah. We should hear, by the way, I'd like to hear her. I'd like to hear I'd like to hear it one more time because it's funny that people don't really tap into this stuff. I tap into it. I'm like, oh, this person has a 10-cent head.
Not going to work.
And this is not going to work. And she's going to take this to every subject.
Yeah.
She's not in charge of catalytic converters. She's in charge of everything.
Yeah.
And that's where the 10-cent head comes in. Mixed with a bunch of Harvard and some chick think in there, too. It is the best. Well, I don't know. Let's watch the actual one, I guess, because we're looking for that. But it is
so hard. It's
well,
so
now,
painful.
okay, so now you go, all right, take this dumb shit, and now get 8 more like her, and then Karen Bass, and then have them run Los Angeles, and then you have a shit show. That's
a total shit show.
Well, what you have is a focus on removing U-turn signs in gay neighborhoods and or tearing down tree houses, but not filling reservoirs.
Right. Not governing.
No, because it's more fun to do the photo op where you take down the no cruising sign because you have the gay.
That's why I got into government.
Right. You have the gay community applauding you while you're doing that. Meanwhile, a mile to the south, the fucking reservoir's empty.
So disturbing.
Well, first off, how else would this work? And then when the Trumps of the world show up, they get super agitated because he wants to know what's going on with the fucking reservoir. And they don't like that.
Right, of course.
So really,
he's mean.
They do a lot of, race and xenophobic and homophobic, but they're really like, this guy's showing up and he wants to know what the fuck's going on, and that's why we don't like him. But it's the same way they wouldn't like their stepdad if they came into their dorm room and went, this place is a mess. What am I paying for here? I'm paying for your tuition to go to this college. I pay for the dorm room, and it's embarrassing. So clean up. Well, what are they going to do? They're going to be angry at the stepdad.
Of course.
Right. They're never going to pay for their own dorm room.
No. Oh, no. Please.
And by the way, the critique of the stepdad isn't going to be him wanting to clean my dorm room. They're going to call him an asshole and a misogynist.
Right. He's mean.
He hates girls.
Yeah,
he hates girls.
Hates whatever.
All right, here she is in the flesh.
Things that really infuriates me is that
She's
we
infuriated.
have a company, the Prius, whatever, Toyota, who makes the Prius, that essentially has a device on their cars, which is super easy to remove.
Super easy.
It's basically the value of a MacBook, right? That is put in a place that is incredibly easy to access in your car.
All right, hold on, pause it. Here's so the language, I'm sure I've talked to you about this a million times, on the long end, it's like, I was intimidated, this guy came at me, it's like, oh, listen, you want to push the fucking ice guy and he pushed you back, I don't know what the fuck you want, but you listen to the language, right? It goes both ways. It's incredibly easy to steal. Like, it's super incredible. There is not a human being that would call a piece of pipe welded into the bottom of a car super easy to...
Let's accept...
I mean, even if it is...
Look, let's accept her position. Okay, it's easy. So therefore, if I actually put a MacBook in the back seat of my car and somebody ransacks my fucking car, that's on me.
Well, it's on Toyota for not welding bars where your windows are.
Right.
Because why not? Why shouldn't they put bars there? Because it's super easy.
It's super easy to pull shit out of the car. Yeah.
Right.
That's that logic.
It's awesome. Well, it's funny because it's not even
logic,
right.
yeah.
We'll play it out. Sorry, go.
Put in a place that is incredibly easy to access in your car, and then the thefts related
And
to
she's
this
so
issue
delighted
have
with herself.
essentially all of the costs of that are given to us to bear instead of them having to manufacture a car that actually is not so easy to be stolen. I think it's outrageous. Our police department is dealing with it. Our residents are dealing with it.
Yeah, she's so right.
It's outrageous. Yeah.
Yeah.
Come on now.
That's Sherman Oaks, everybody. That's in Sherman Oaks.
And there's a haunted tree house that's on Van Ness Street, and that's coming down. Wait, does this keep going, by the way? I love that the dullards are fucking knocking their flippers together.
This is a longer one than what we're used to.
This
was, I couldn't find it on Twitter.
That's fine,
but I found it on YouTube.
but it stops there. It doesn't keep going.
Ugh.
Or does it? No, that's it. Okay. Yeah, I forgot a smattering of applause. Yeah, Yeah, cops trying to do their job. All right, we'll take a quick break. Be right back after this.
This episode is sponsored by BetterHelp. Holidays are upon us. Some people have a million traditions, but some are just kind of improvising. Same with food every year. Same movie, same routine, same football games. Maybe you're at the point where you want to rewrite that script a little bit. Therapy can be one of those new traditions, a built-in way to take an hour for yourself, get some clarity instead of just white-knuckling your way through December. You got to regulate those emotions, and that requires a little help. BetterHelp gives you access to fully licensed therapists in the U.S. who work under a strict code of conduct. So you're not just venting into the void, you're talking to someone who can actually help. If the holidays are stressful, lonely, or just louder than your own thoughts, consider using December to close the year with some clarity instead of chaos with BetterHelp online therapy. Right, Daphne?
This month, don't wait to reach out. Whether you're checking in on a friend or reaching out to a therapist yourself, BetterHelp makes it easier to take that first step. Our listeners get 10% off their first month at betterhelp.com/AdamandDrew. That's betterhelp.com/AdamandDrew.
Okay, Drew.
Yeah.
You want any more Burt Reynolds?
Well, if you got it, there's like, I almost want to spread it out for my Christmas holiday.
All right.
You know?
All right.
I got a couple other things. I do.
Okay.
Did you see that Kim Kardashian had a brain scan?
Yeah, I saw that.
What'd you think of that? Essentially, Dan Amon did a SPEC scan, and it showed...
Who's Dan Amon?
He's a psychiatrist that uses neuroimaging to sort of make...
Do you think people know who that is?
I was going to get to it. I appreciate it. Okay. And he saw decreased activity, or what he calls holes in the frontal lobes, which is guess what part of the brain that is? It's the reasoning executive part. Interesting. And she's having difficulty passing the bar, and it's tough with concentrating. She got a lot of stuff going on. So it's all being sort of glossed over a little bit. because you have low activity. SPECT scans are not great. They're not functional MRIs. They're sort of correlative. Like, okay, there may be something going on there. Certainly fits with Kim's stuff, it seems to me. And he's going to give her some ideas on how to improve brain health, blah, blah, blah. May or may not work. Here's how really she needs to improve it.
I predict fish oil at some point is going to come up because we've been talking about fish oil for 40 years.
He does a lot of fish oil.
He does?
A lot of saffron, a lot of fish oil.
I've never heard that. I don't know who he is, but all I know is somehow fish oil comes up every time.
Did they mention DHA anywhere in her stuff?
Yeah, no, it's fish oil because everyone knows the smartest creatures on the earth are mackerel. So just use your head, Drew. You know how smart mackerel are?
Oh, the smartest creature.
You know, sometimes
we need a dose of that.
Swimming in the ocean, you see mackerel doing long division. Yeah.
Hey, Siri, was Kim Kardashian recommended to take DHA for her brain holes? Let's see what Siri has to say about this. Doesn't say particularly.
All right, so I'm really starting to just think that people's brains are just sort of insufficient or something, deficient.
Well, yes, that is correct, and that's why we used to have education to grind it, to rewire it, to grind it into performance. It's like learning to play here. Okay, not specifically recommended.
All right.
But she, general advice for brain health often includes omega-3 fatty acids.
Fish oil.
There it is. But much like, I mean, how this is no different than how you would learn to play the violin, right? Do you just go do it, and all of a sudden you can play the violin? No, you have to repeat and repeat and repeat and build for thousands of hours.
You can teach people. Here's my argument, Drew. I've made it a million times.
Yeah.
Nobody who grew up on a farm or in any kind of rural environment or did any kind of work at a mill or a mining or a shop or anything would utter what Nithya Raman uttered at that town hall because they can't. They'd realize how fucking retarded that sounded because if you worked on a farm, you could never say what she said. She grew up in academia and then went to Harvard and then was able to put those thoughts together because she never grew up. It's like literally growing up in outer space. We're just floating around everywhere and there's no gravity.
So I'm realizing that both you and I have the same impression on this, but we come to it from two different places. Back in the day, the academia used to be about connecting you to reality and the truth and grounding in evidence. And that's just gone.
Yeah, I will say that anybody who studied some hard science or something, I mean, like I said, just really...
But even there, it's getting fucked up, though.
Even, mastered an instrument or something like that. Yes. I will, sure, it's not all about stacking wood and stuff like that. I just mean, but they're growing up in some sort of
zero gravity
world, but just, it's basically... I'm going to get up here and I'm going to yell "Free, free Palestine," and then my work will be done. But meanwhile, you know nothing, and I don't know what the fuck you're talking about, and who's keeping Palestine unfree, and then you think this is ever going to fucking work, and it never has, and there never will because of the people in Palestine. But I'm just going to yell "Free, free Palestine," and then I'm going to go have a latte, and meanwhile, nothing will ever get done, and then. When Trump does his presser, it's like nothing but building and tariffs and percentages and bottom lines and fuel and drill and energy and independence and deals. It's all pragmatic, and they fucking hate it.
Yeah.
By the way, a lot of women don't like me because I'm too fucking pragmatic.
A lot.
It bothers them. Well, it bothers them because they want to
come off as mean.
Right. They want to say a bunch of retarded shit, and then I say stuff that corrects them, and then they get angry.
You're mean.
Well, makes
you're
me
annoying.
mean.
You're annoying.
Yes.
At best, you're annoying. But
well, what did I do? All through COVID, all I did was annoy people with my ideas.
That turned out to be correct.
Well, yeah, I knew I was correct. They may have known I was correct, but all it did was piss off everybody around me all day, every day.
But the interesting thing is why we don't learn. That's just fascinating.
I learn.
I do too.
I learned they're fucking retarded. That's what I learned. They don't learn anything because they're, you know why? Because they get angry.
Well,
look, when a cop pulls you over and he tells you you're going 50 and a 30, you can get angry at the cop, but it's not going to help you learn to slow down and thus avoid getting pulled over again. You just get angry at the cop.
Well, it's the same thing with Kim Kardashian. She's like, I don't need to go to law school. I just need to pass the bar.
Right.
And so there's this phantasmagoric world where you don't have to do the training. Like, I can play the piano. I'll just sit down. I'll play. I'll just use my instincts. I'll figure it out. I can hear it. They just won't do.
You know, it's kind of
needed.
interesting. I've also found out. I've seen a lot of women like standing in front of ICE or cops or uniformed whoever, or just dudes driving trucks, going, "Come on, bro, get out of the car. Let's go." And it's like, you're chubby. You're middle aged. You have no fucking training.
Yeah.
In combat at
all.
all.
It's not going to go.
And you want
well.
this guy to get out of his truck, and you're begging for him to fight.
Yeah.
You have no skills. You have no training. You have no anything. That's part of that brain.
It's
right?
part of that brain, and it is the purpose of rough and tumble play amongst males early in life. They learn the consequences of that stuff, how to regulate that stuff.
All right. You can go to adamcarolla.com. Live shows coming up everywhere. What do you got, Drew?
DrDrew.com, DrDrew.tv. Check out Ask Dr. Drew on Rumble and YouTube.
So, until next time, Adam Carolla, Dr. Sam. Mahala.